The chapter starts with Anya wanting the same tea cakes that Henderson gave him in the last chapter and asking Yor for some. I really like the fact that there's some sort of continuity in the story. Each chapter has a link to each other and it doesn't feel like the little disconnected stories normally told in most comedies, like Saiki Kusuo. Even though there was a story in the end, a lot of the events were really disconnected from each other. In the next scene, Yor is trying really hard to think of a place where she can buy those delicious cakes. However, whenever she tries to ask for help, she thinks that it might look suspicious or that she is a terrible mother. Thus, she runs away and ironically makes herself look worse. Her lack of self awareness really shows her sincerity of trying to become a better person. Afterwards, she goes to the department store and saves the belongings of a woman. The latter is impressed and offers her the boxes, which contain cakes as well as an invitation to go with her somewhere. Now that I'm rereading this chapter, it is rather sudden and kind of suspicious. But maybe she knew about Damien, her son, getting punched by a girl and tried finding any athletic woman who could have taught Anya those moves. Anyway, the invitation is about an all-mother volleyball club where you'll finally learn to relax about the fact that something is normal for once. Knowing that, Yor takes it so seriously that she breaks multiple rules trying to fit in and scares the other mothers away, except for the woman that she saved earlier. Miss Forger is so stiff of a person that she is told to relax by the black-haired lady. One quote that stuck with me is, "I'm sorry. I thought it'd be rude to have anyone else help." And I feel like it's a great insight on Yor's character. She takes all of the burden all by herself because she feels like no one else will take it with her. After all, she's abnormal, has a fake family, and is an assassin. In my opinion, it is really not a weird thought to have with all of those secrets waiting on her back. My wish is for the future is for her to be able to share her struggles with Lloyd like a real couple does. Later, she finally opens up a little and shares her general problems with being a mother. It comes off as a surprise to her that it is pretty mundane. And the aspect that I like the most about this interaction is the fact that she's pretty normal when she doesn't try to think. She doesn't try and think too much about her actions. It was shown multiple times, even in this chapter, that her being too forceful leads to awkward situations and suspicious behavior, like her running away from the other mothers and fear that she might look suspicious. That is suspicious. All in all, she is naturally motherly and loves protecting other people. One thing interesting that I didn't mention earlier is the fact that whenever she tries to help people, she always has that delicacy. You know, earlier she managed to get the boxes on her foot, right on her feet. But normally when she fights everyone or doesn't try to protect other people, she's just rough and coarse in her actions, and she's really bad at managing her strength. So I find that really nice to show her kindness for other people. When she's only trying to do something for herself, she's really coarse. But when she's trying to help other people, she's really fine and delicate. We also learned that one of the kids of a mother in the volleyball club had 4 Toniswiss bolts, which means that Anya isn't the worst child in Eden and is actually growing organically, given that, in the last chapter, it is said that a kid graduated with a lot of Toniswiss bolts under his belt. I think it was 6 or something like that, just right before being expelled. Finally, weirdly enough, the mother that Yor helped is not Becky's mother, but rather Damien's. A lot of people in the subreddit mentioned that she seems kind of suspicious because she didn't know, she didn't show up in Damien's life at school, which is a really fair point, but she was really grateful to Yor throughout the chapter, so I don't really buy it. Though now she might become an active antagonist. It seems that a lot of people are theorizing on her pulling the strings on Donovan because their marriage cannot possibly be out of love, allegedly. And it would be nice to see because we now get to have a plan C and Yor is finally tied to the main mission. Honestly, it was really tiresome to have Yor seems like a character in a story where she's one of the main characters. I now believe that her relationship with Lord will tremendously evolve given that she has a tie with the Desmonds finally. So my hope for the future is for that Melinda to be an antagonist.